Mlc Tv News. I am Fatima Yakub. The headlines. Federal government calls ICT practitioners to register with Computer Professionals Registration Council of Nigeria, CPN. Action Aid Nigeria get 1.3 million euro grant from the UK. And Kogi Governor Bello received Femi Falana-Kayode in Abuja. Now, the news in detail. The federal government has called on corporate organizations and individuals involved in information technology practices to register with the Computer Professionals Registration Council of Nigeria, CPN. The Minister for Education, Adamu, made the call during the inauguration of the newly elected officials of the council in Abuja. Adamu, who was represented by the Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, said the registration was in line with the global best practices to regulate the profession. He assured the Council of government support in its fight against quacks, impostors, and all irregularities in the IT industry. According to him, the federal government is committed to making Nigeria a giant IT-compliant economy. The president chairman of the council, Kole Ajagun, said series of programs have been embarked on to bring about improvement in information technology development in Nigeria. He emphasized that the actualization of Nigerian youth's potentials in information technology is being taken seriously, urging its members to rise up to the task of growing the penetration of ICT maximally so it can impact positively on the economy and other aspects of lives. Ajagun expressed the readiness of the CPN to work more with the Minister of Education and his management team to ensure information technology education is entrenched in the country. He stressed that it was time to use the Nigerian creative talents to create other sources of revenue for the government. The Computer Professionals Registration Council of Nigeria, CPN, is the agency of government established to control and regulate the practices of information technology profession in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has been asked to implement his government industrialization agenda by reviving the Ajaokuta Steel Project. Procurement expert Mohammed Bauge Atta, who made the call while speaking to journalists in Abuja, posited that the best way to lift Nigeria out of poverty was by industrialization. Atta, who is the project director, NGO Network, and national secretary of the upcoming National Conference on Ajaokuta Project and President Muhammadu Buhari Industrialization Agenda, called on the federal government to make it a matter of national interest by considering utilizing the proposed loan request before the National Assembly on a pragmatic national project such as the revival of Ajaokuta Steel Company. In his view, loans are good provided they are invested in national concerns like roads, power, health, and other areas that are challenging to the ongoing effort at industrialization. Atta said that Ajaokuta Steel Company, if revived with such subtle loan under the current request, will no doubt have an impact on the Nigerian economy for years, and the people will be happy for it. The chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Yakub Mahmood, has advised the newly sworn-in national commissioners to prioritize the interest of the nation towards enhancing the electoral system of Nigeria. Yakubu gave the advice while welcoming the 3 new resident electoral commissioners, RECs, at a swearing-in ceremony at INEC headquarters in Abuja. He charged the RECs to see their appointment as a call to national duty while discharging their various responsibilities and acquaint themselves with rules, regulations, and procedures of their offices as the task ahead is challenging. While welcoming the commissioners, Yakubu introduced the sworn-in by President Muhammadu Buhari as Professor Abdulaziz Zuru, a chemist and former vice-chancellor of Kebbi State University and Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, Professor Sani Adam, a lawyer and former deputy vice-chancellor of the University of Abuja, and Dr. Baba Bila, a chartered accountant and former bursar of the University of Benin. Earlier, the chairman had sworn in new resident electoral commissioner, REC, Saidu Ahmad, a professor of English literature from Bayero University, Kano. He fills the vacancy for Jigawa State, being the only state without a REC following the completion of the tenure of Abdullahi Gaugama, an experienced administrator who had earlier served as secretary to the commission. He added that All the four appointees bring to the commission their vast knowledge and experience as scholars and administrators. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has welcomed the former Minister of Aviation, Chief Femi Fani-Kayode, who just dumped the People's Democratic Party for the All Progressives Congress. Chief Fani-Kayode was earlier led on a visit to President Muhammadu Buhari in the State House Presidential Villa, Abuja, by the Governor of Yobe State and All Progressives Congress APC caretaker, Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Meimala Buni, after his defection from the PDP to the APC. In a press statement made public by the Chief Press Secretary to the Kogi State Governor, Onowu Mohammed, quoted that Fani-Kayode said his decision to join the APC was in view of the renewed vigor, open door policy, teamwork, acceptability, and inclusiveness that have become the hallmark of the APC today. He said, having worked closely with some key players of the party, like Governor Yahya Bello, in resolving some national issues, he was convinced that the party believed in the unity and progress of the country. Fani-Kayode commended Governor Yahya Bello for his convincing role in wooing many opposition party members into the APC as Chairman Committee on Sensitization and Mobilization for Women, Youth, and People Living with Disability. Governor Yahya Bello congratulated Chief Fani-Kayode and assured the former aviation minister of equal rights and participation in the APC. The Kogi State government has restated its commitment to implement the 30,000 naira new minimum wage for workers in the state. The State Head of Service, HOS, Hannah Onyinoyi Udio, gave the assurance while declaring open one-day workshop organized by the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Kogi chapter, for its members in Lokoja. She re-emphasized the state government resolve to sustain enhanced welfare packages for civil servants in the state to boost their productivity on the job. Odio promised that government will sustain regular payment of salaries, pensions, and other entitlements currently being enjoyed by its workers to better their living conditions. She maintained that the retraining of staff will also continue to receive topmost priority. The HOS disclosed that the government had equally embarked on motivation of workers through empowering them on information and communication technology, ICT, to meet up with the modern reality in the discharge of their duties. The chairman of the Kogi branch of the association, Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, Akeji Aaron, called for the quick implementation of the new minimum wage by the state government, saying that non-implementation of the policy is long overdue under the prevailing economic woes in Nigeria. He called on the state government to jettison the rumored implementation of the contributory pension scheme and the Kogi health insurance scheme and give attention to providing those benefits that accrue to civil servants over the years that are yet to be implemented. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC boss Abdulrashid Bawa, has reacted to why he was almost collapsed at the auditorium of the presidential villa during speech delivery. Bawa, who spoke on Politics Today, a Channels television program, explained that while giving his goodwill message during the program, organized by the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, there was a sort of dizziness on him and he had to excuse himself from the stage. He confirmed to the presenter that he went straight to the hospital where the doctors confirmed to him that everything about him is okay, except for the fact that he's a bit dehydrated and needs to take a lot of water. And straight away from the hospital, he went back to the office. Bawa was in a video that went viral on Thursday, 16th of September 2021, found struggling to control himself before the audience during an event held in Aso Villa. Kogi State government has embarked on inspection of farmlands for mushrooms cluster cultivation following the recent partnership agreement signed with Mbeng Adio Mushroom Farming, MAMF, global company in collaboration with the International Office, Delaware in USA. MAM's technical team visited the state for the second time in a bid to inspect the most viable farmland for the pilot mushroom cultivation and production. Meanwhile, the implementing partner led by the Managing Director and CEO of Kogi Enterprise Development Agency, KEDA, Rekia Onaibusani, accompanied by Abdulkarim Siaka, Special Advisor to the Governor on Economic, Finance and Investment, laid emphasis on the need to acquire the most suitable environment and farmland that would be conducive for its cultivation, noting that mushroom is highly perishable plant, which when not given a conducive environment can perish quickly. Abdulkarim Siak observed that the establishment of a mushroom farm will not only increase the revenue of the state, it will also help the state to have more industrial players over time, as well as create job opportunities, export opportunities, as well as solve other ever-increasing economic problems of the country at large. The technical team leader and project chief mycologist Hannatu Musa found Kogi State to be the most privileged of the Federation to have a very good location with large quantity of water moisture, adding that for mushrooms to survive, it requires about 90% moist. She said Kogi has shown interest to be the pilot state to tap into the program. The Commissioner of Agriculture, David Ape, said discussions around implementation of the Mushroom Cooperative Project will allow key players in the agricultural sector to tap into the empowerment initiative of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State. MAMF is a US-based organic mushroom cultivation, production and training outfit founded by Bridget Mbeng to create an estimated 5,000 direct jobs, economic empowerment and sustainability. According to pilots, the international mushroom market is valued at about $16 billion and pitched to grow higher within the next 5 years. Towards 2023 general elections, Action Aid Nigeria has secured €1.3 million grant from the United Kingdom through the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office (FCDO) to increase women and youth's participation in politics and governance in Nigeria. The Women Youth Project, WYOU, which runs from September 3, 2021 to August 31, 2023, is geared at campaigning for women and young people in governance across Rivers, Kaduna, and Kano states. The project will, among others, mobilize a critical mass of young people and women, leading issue-based campaigns towards translating citizen demands into policy action in the benefiting state, while Nigeria currently ranked 146th out of 152 countries in the Global Gap Index on Political Empowerment. In the legislature, only 4.5% are women. Specifically, women comprise 7.3% in Senate, while the House of Representatives only has 3.1%. The Action Aid Country Director (NLB) at the signing of Memorandum of Understanding with the British High Commission in Abuja and made the release available to the press, noted that the overall goal of the project was to contribute to the all-inclusive democratic process and enhance citizen-led action towards the improvement of good governance in the country. Head of Governance, British High Commission, Nigeria Sam Waddock, said UK has been supporting Nigeria for robust democracy in 1999 to the tune of €50 million. The Nigeria Bar Association NBA Lokoja has elected Barrister Ibrahim Al-Hassan as chairman and Barrister Michael Olorumolu as secretary. The executives emerged after a peaceful election of the body held at the NBA Secretariat Lokoja, Kogi State. Others who were elected unopposed are Friday Ame, Welfare Officer, Lovett Agiji, Treasurer, and Lawrence Ilobuno, Publicity Secretary, while other positions fell through by election. Speaking to newsmen after the exercise, Chairman of the Electoral Committee, Barrister Julius Elupo, described the election as free, fair and credible. Barrister Elupo noted that NBA should be a model and urged the political class in Nigeria to emulate the good example of accelerated development. The newly elected chairman of the NBA, Barrister Ibrahim Al-Hassan, promised an inclusive leadership towards strengthening the body. He pledged to deliver on the mandate and expressed appreciation to members of the confidence reposed in him. Yoruba Nation agitator and an activist Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, was awarded the sum of 20 billion naira for unlawful raid and killing of 2 of his supporters at his residence at Soka area of Ibadan by Directorate of State Service (DSS). The Oyo State High Court on Friday, September 17, 2021, ordered the Nigerian government to pay him 20 billion naira. The court also dismissed an application filed by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, challenging his jurisdiction to hear allegations against Nigerian government agencies. The court was expected to deliver judgment or ruling on the 500 billion fundamental human rights case instituted by the Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Adeyemo aka Sunday Igboho against the Nigerian government and Department of State Service (DSS). Igboho, through his lawyer Yomi Aliyu, filed a suit challenging the invasion of his house in Ibadan on July 1st by operatives of the DSS, also known as the State Security Service (SSS) or Secret Police. Igboho is, among others, seeking an order of the court to declare the invasion of his residence by DSS operatives as illegal and infringement on his fundamental human rights. The three respondents are Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami SAN as the first respondent, SSS as the second respondent, and Director of SSS in Oyo State Council for the AGF Abubakar Abdullahi had filed an application challenging the ability of the State High Court to hear the activities of the Nigerian government agencies. But citing several judgments by the Supreme and Appeal Courts in respect of the ability of the State High Court to hear such cases, Justice Ladiran Akintola said the invasion of the house of the applicant violated his fundamental human rights as stipulated in the Constitution. An industrial court of Nigeria sitting in Abuja on Friday ordered the striking resident doctors across the country to resume work with immediate effect. Justice Bashar Alkali, while ruling on an interlocutory injunction filed by Tochukwu Maduka SAN on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria, based his judgment on the prevailing health case of Nigerians and the need for doctors to resume duties as essential workers in curtailing the waves of COVID-19. Resident doctors in Nigeria have embarked on strike since August 2nd, 2021, demanding that the federal government review the Memorandum of Understanding and other agreements reached with the body. But the federal government, through the Ministry of Health, filed an application before the court on 20th of August 2021, seeking an injunction to restrain the striking doctors from continuing with their industrial actions. You're still watching Mlc TV News. We'll be right back.
Malachite TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose Mlc TV. Get human interest stories right here on Mlc TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on Mlc TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on Mlc TV. Mlc TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Now, the foreign news. Chinese President Xi Jinping attends a welcoming ceremony for Greek President Prokopios Pavlopoulos outside the Great Hall of People in Beijing. China's President Xi Jinping urged relevant parties in Afghanistan to eradicate terrorism and promised to provide more help to war-torn nation. State news agency Xinhua, China shares a land border with Afghanistan where the Taliban named a new government this month. The Islamist militant group retook control in August as US-led foreign forces ended their 20-year presence there. Afghanistan should be guided to be more open and inclusive and pursue moderate domestic and foreign policies, Xi told a meeting of leaders of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and another regional grouping. The agency said in a report, experts says Afghanistan economy is in crisis and humanitarian disaster looms. Western nations have been reluctant to provide funds to the Taliban without assurance that it will uphold human rights, especially those of women. China, which has pledged aid and COVID-19 vaccine to Afghanistan, has said the United States and its allies have a duty to supply the war-torn nation with economic and humanitarian aid. China is also known to be worried about militants from its far western region of Xinjiang, some of whom are based in Afghanistan, where they have long seen allies of the Taliban. Workers in the Afghan capital Kabul replaced signs for the country's women ministry in those for the Taliban's moral police on Friday, as female former employee of the department said they had been locked out of the building. A sign for the building was covered by a replacement in a mixture of Dari and Arabic, reading ministries of prayer and guidance and the promotion of virtue of prevention of vices on Friday, according to Reuters witnesses. Female employees said they had been trying to come to work for several weeks. The gates of the building were finally locked on Thursday. One of the women said, "I am the only breadwinner in my family," said the second woman, who also said she worked in the department when there is no ministry. What should an Afghan woman do? Taliban spokesman did not respond to requests for comment. When the Taliban, who seized control of Afghanistan last month, last amid the course following the withdrawal of U.S. troops, were last in power from 1996 to 2001, girls were not allowed to attend school, and during that period, its Ministry for Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice became known. The group's moral police, enforcing its interpretation of Sharia that include a strict dress code and public execution and flogging. A list of cabinet posts announced by the Taliban on September 7th included an acting minister for the promotion of virtue and prevention of vice, and made no mention of women's minister, but the group did not confirm the department had been disbanded. A senior Taliban leader said earlier this week that women would not be allowed to work in government ministries with men. On our sport decks, it was a mixed fortune for Nigerian players in the Europa League, played last night in the match between Leicester City and Napoli, ended 2 apiece. The Nepals were the happier of the day, as Victor Osimhen came from the bench to score a brace which saw the Italian side return home with a share of the spoil. His counterpart, Wilfred Ndidi, saw red in the match. Other result: FK Convener Vesda 2, Braga 1, FC Midtjylland 1, Ludogorets 1, Real Betis 4, Celtics 3, Leverkusen 2, Ferencvaros 1, Dinamo Zagreb 0, West Ham 2, Galatasaray 1, Lazio 0, Lokomotiv Moscow 1, Marseille 1, Rapid Wien 0, Genk 1, Rangers 0, Lyon 2, Brøndby IF 0, Sparta Prague 0, PSV 2, Real Sociedad 2, Monaco 1, Storm Graz 0, Leicester City 2, FC Napoli 2, Frankfurt 1, Fenerbahce 1, Olympiacos 2, Royal Antwerp 1. UEFA Europa Conference League also played yesterday. Saw Rennes and Tottenham play out a 2-2 draw, while Roma beat CSKA so far 5-1. This weekend, the league resumes in Europa after the international break this evening in England. In the Premier League, Newcastle will slug it out with Leeds United in La Liga, Spain. Celta Vigo vs Cadiz in Ligue 1, France. Strasbourg vs Metz in Bundesliga, Germany. Hertha vs Greuther Fürth as Serie A, Italy. Sassuolo vs Torino. Matches continue through the weekend. On our entertainment desk, over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter.
Foreign entertainment news. American TV host Wendy Williams has been taken to hospital for mental health check. A spokesperson for the NYPD told Page 6 on Thursday, September 16, 2021, that they received a call at 8:43 a.m. on Tuesday requiring an ambulance to transport a 57-year-old woman residing at Williams' Manhattan address for a psychiatric evaluation. The spokesperson also revealed the patient was taken to Beth Israel Hospital. The source also said that William is lonely and continues to struggle with her health. It will be recalled that the TV host had to put a halt to the return of her show after she was diagnosed with COVID-19. In Africa, The Real Housewife of Lagos is set to premiere as a Showmax original in 2022. Nigerian fans of popular international reality series The Real Housewives are set to get a good deal of the Niger-styled action as the latest report confirmed the first ever Nigerian installment. The forthcoming Showmax original show titled The Real Housewife of Lagos, we debuted first on the streaming platform in 2021, and we build on the success of the first two African editions, The Real Housewives of Johannesburg and The Real Housewives of Dubai. The program, which will be the second Nigeria Showmax original following the highly successful I Am Lekon, will be produced by Nigeria Digital and Entertainment Production Company, Live Sports 360. Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV.
Thanks for watching Mlc TV. For sponsorship and partnership, visit our social media pages. Our Facebook page is Mlc TV, Instagram Mlc TV 2021, Twitter at Mlc TV. I am Fatima Yakub. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media pages. Thanks.